Imagine, for a moment, standing at the edge of a vast forest. The path before you is unclear, overgrown with uncertainty, littered with obstacles. You don't know where it leads, but you do know this: standing still is not an option. That's life, isn't it? An unpredictable expanse of potential. A place where chaos and order collide, where the choices you make today will ripple across the rest of your existence. This story you heard today is a self-made truth that lives in the heart of every single person who truly succeeds in the world today. I hope there's a story that resonates with you and feels like it did you too. Taking responsibility for your choices is one of the most profound realizations a person can have. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external circumstances, other people, or even fate for the outcomes in your life. But the truth is, as much as external factors play a role, the real power lies in your response to them. Accepting responsibility means acknowledging that your choices, actions, and mindset have an undeniable influence on where you are today. This isn't a message of blame, it's a message of empowerment. When you understand that you have agency, you unlock the potential to change your circumstances, to grow, and to build something meaningful out of your life. Many people resist this idea because it's uncomfortable. It's far easier to point fingers at the world, at others, or at bad luck. After all, if you believe your life is the result of forces beyond your control, you absolve yourself of the need to act. It's a tempting narrative, but it's also a dangerous one, because when you refuse to take responsibility, you surrender your power. You become a passenger in your own life rather than the driver. The moments of frustration, failure, or even despair can either become excuses or fuel. It all depends on whether you choose to own them. Taking responsibility requires humility, because it starts with admitting where you've fallen short. Look no further than Reinbergen's bank. Principle number 1, the hero's welcome retreat. It's not about perfection, but about being honest with yourself. It means looking at your life and saying, what role did I play in creating this? What could I have done differently? What can I do now? This isn't an act of self-criticism, it's an act of self-awareness. When you're willing to take an honest inventory of your choices, you position yourself to make better ones in the future. You begin to see the patterns in your life, both good and bad, and you gain clarity about how to break free from what's holding you back. This kind of accountability is not a one-time event, it's a daily practice. Every decision, big or small, is an opportunity to either align yourself with the future you want or drift further away from it. When you decide to skip a workout, procrastinate on a goal, or settle for less than you deserve, those choices compound over time. Similarly, when you decide to take action, face a challenge, or pursue growth, those choices also compound. It's not about getting every single choice right. It's about building momentum in the right direction. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you can control everything. Life is full of uncertainties and challenges that are beyond anyone's influence. But what you can control is how you respond to those challenges. Two people can face the same setback, but their outcomes will depend on how they react. One may see the situation as proof that they're powerless, while the other sees it as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and overcome. The same event, but two entirely different futures. That's the power of taking responsibility. It allows you to choose how you move forward, regardless of what's behind you. The world is filled with people waiting for something to happen. They wait for the right time, the perfect opportunity, or someone else to change their circumstances, but waiting is rarely the answer. Time will pass whether you act or not, and the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. Taking responsibility means deciding that now is the time to act, even if you don't have all the answers. It's about taking the first step, no matter how small, and trusting that you can figure out the rest along the way. When you take responsibility for your choices, you also take responsibility for your growth. No one else can do the work for you. No one else can make the decisions that shape your life. Other people can offer advice, support, or inspiration, but the final choice is always yours, and that's a gift, even though it might not feel like it at first. It's a gift because it means you don't have to wait for anyone's permission to change your life. You can start right now, wherever you are, with whatever you have. This mindset of ownership transforms how you approach everything. You begin to see challenges as opportunities to develop resilience. You start to view setbacks as lessons instead of failures. You realize that even in the face of uncertainty, you have the ability to make choices that align with your goals and values. Taking responsibility shifts your focus from what's wrong with the world to what's possible within you. It doesn't make life easier, but it makes life richer because you're no longer a passive participant. You're an active creator of your own story. Defining a clear vision for your future is one of the most critical steps in creating a life of purpose and direction. Without a vision, you are like a ship without a compass, drifting aimlessly through the tides of life, vulnerable to the whims of external forces and circumstances. A clear vision provides you with focus, motivation, and a sense of alignment. It acts as a guiding light, helping you navigate challenges, make decisions, and stay on course when distractions or obstacles arise. It's not just about setting goals, it's about understanding the bigger picture of what you want your life to represent. When you define your vision, it starts with introspection. This requires stepping back from the noise of everyday life and asking yourself some fundamental questions. What do I truly want? What kind of person do I want to become? What impact do I want to leave behind? These questions demand honesty and clarity because your vision has to come from within. It can't be borrowed from someone else's expectations or society's definition of success. It has to be uniquely yours, rooted in your values, passions, and aspirations. Clarity in your vision doesn't mean you need to know every single detail of how your future will unfold. Instead, it's about having a vivid picture of the destination you're aiming for. Imagine trying to build a house without a blueprint. You wouldn't know where to begin, what materials to gather, or how to structure it. The same principle applies to your life. A clear vision acts as your blueprint. It gives you a framework to build upon, ensuring that every action and decision you make contributes to the life you're working toward. One of the challenges of defining your vision is overcoming fear and self-doubt. Many people hold themselves back because they think their dreams are too big, too unrealistic, or too far out of reach. But the size of your vision is not the problem. It's the lack of belief in your ability to pursue it. Defining a vision doesn't require you to know exactly how you'll achieve it. It only requires you to have the courage to declare it. When you allow yourself to dream boldly, you open the door to possibilities that you might not have seen otherwise. Even if the path isn't immediately clear, the act of defining your vision sets things in motion. Once your vision is defined, it starts to influence your daily decisions. Every action you take becomes more intentional. You begin to ask yourself, does this align with where I want to go? Is this bringing me closer to or further from my vision? These questions act as a filter, helping you prioritize what truly matters and eliminate distractions. Without this clarity, it's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, doing things that feel urgent but don't actually move you closer to your goals. A clear vision keeps you focused on the important, not just the immediate. Your vision also serves as a source of motivation. On difficult days when progress feels slow or setbacks arise, your vision reminds you of why you started in the first place. It gives you a reason to push through discomfort and uncertainty because you understand that the struggle is part of the journey. Without a vision, it's easy to lose momentum when things get tough. But when you have a clear sense of purpose, you're more likely to persevere, knowing that every challenge is a step towards something meaningful. Defining your vision also brings a sense of alignment to your life. When your actions are aligned with your vision, you experience a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. You're no longer just going through the motions or living by default. Instead, you're living with intention, creating a life that feels authentic and true to who you are. This alignment doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires ongoing reflection and adjustment. But the more you commit to your vision, the more natural this alignment becomes. And a clear vision doesn't eliminate uncertainty, but it helps you embrace it. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how well you plan, there will always be unknowns. But with a vision, you have a reference point, a way to navigate through uncertainty without losing your sense of direction. It allows you to adapt to changing circumstances while staying true to your ultimate goals. You may have to adjust your path along the way, but as long as your vision remains intact, you'll continue moving forward with purpose. Your vision also has a ripple effect on those around you. When you are clear about where you're going and why, you inspire others to do the same. People are drawn to individuals who have a sense of direction and purpose, because it's rare. Many people go through life without ever defining what they truly want, settling for whatever comes their way. By choosing to define your vision, you not only elevate your own life, but also set an example for others to follow. Embracing discipline and consistency is the foundation of long-term success in any area of life. It is not the grand gestures or one-time efforts that build extraordinary outcomes, but the small, deliberate actions repeated consistently over time. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the inner strength that keeps you moving forward, especially when motivation fades or when distractions and temptations arise. Consistency, on the other hand, is the commitment to show up every single day regardless of circumstances, and to put in the work, no matter how small or mundane the task may seem. Many people underestimate the power of discipline because it lacks the glamour of instant results. In a world that often prioritizes quick fixes and immediate gratification, discipline can feel slow, tedious, and unappealing. But the truth is that discipline is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who merely chase fleeting moments of progress. It requires a shift in mindset, from seeking comfort in the moment to prioritizing the bigger picture. Discipline asks you to trade short-term pleasures for long-term fulfillment, a trade that many people are reluctant to make. To embrace discipline, you must first accept that it will not always be easy. There will be days when you feel unmotivated, tired, or overwhelmed. On those days, discipline becomes your anchor. It's not about being perfect or avoiding mistakes. It's about developing the habit of showing up, regardless of how you feel. The key is to focus on the process rather than the outcome. Instead of fixating on how far you still have to go, concentrate on taking the next step, however small it may be. Each step builds momentum, and over time, momentum turns into progress. Consistency amplifies the power of discipline. When you commit to doing something regularly, you create habits that shape your behavior and ultimately your results. Think of it like planting a seed. At first, the effort seems insignificant. You water it, nurture it, and see little to no change. But with time and consistent care, that seed begins to grow into something remarkable. The same principle applies to any goal or pursuit. Consistency allows you to build something that grows exponentially over time, even if the initial progress feels slow. One of the challenges of consistency is that it requires patience. In the beginning, it may feel like your efforts are going unnoticed or unappreciated. This is where many people give up, assuming that their work isn't making a difference. But the truth is, every small action you take contributes to a larger result. The compound effect of consistent effort is often invisible at first, but over time, it leads to significant transformation. Whether you're building a skill, improving your health, or working toward a career goal, the daily actions you take add up in ways that aren't always immediately visible. Discipline and consistency also require you to manage your time and priorities effectively. It's not enough to simply work hard, you need to work smart. This means being intentional about where you focus your energy and ensuring that your efforts align with your goals. It's easy to get caught up in busy work or to spend time on tasks that don't truly move the needle. To stay disciplined and consistent, you need to have clarity about what matters most and be willing to let go of distractions and unproductive habits. My guest today is a professional at this. Another crucial aspect of discipline is learning to manage your emotions. There will be times when doubt creeps in, when fear of failure or rejection threatens to hold you back. Discipline helps you push through those moments, reminding you that action is more important than perfection. It teaches you to trust the process, even when the results aren't immediate. This emotional resilience is a skill that strengthens over time as you practice discipline consistently. Speaking of which, well, here's an example from the book. The peaceless parallels the main character takes. Discipline is not about deprivation or forcing yourself into a rigid routine. It's about creating a structure that supports your growth and success. It's about setting boundaries, making intentional choices, and holding yourself accountable. At its core, discipline is an act of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I value my goals and dreams enough to do the hard work required to achieve them. Consistency reinforces this message by turning discipline into a habit, something that becomes a natural part of your daily life. As you build discipline and consistency, you'll begin to notice the ripple effects in other areas of your life. Success in one area often spills over into others, creating a sense of momentum and confidence. You start to see yourself as someone who follows through on commitments, someone who can be relied upon, and someone who has the power to create meaningful change. This shift in identity is one of the most powerful aspects of embracing discipline and consistency. It transforms not only what you do, but also who you believe yourself to be. Turning chaos into opportunity is a mindset that allows you to thrive in the face of uncertainty and adversity. Life is inherently unpredictable, and no matter how carefully you plan, chaos has a way of finding you, whether it comes in the form of unexpected setbacks, sudden changes, or seemingly insurmountable challenges. Chaos is unavoidable. But what separates those who succeed from those who falter is their ability to reframe chaos as an opportunity for growth, creativity, and transformation. This mindset doesn't eliminate the chaos, but it changes the way you respond to it, empowering you to find purpose and progress in even the most difficult situations. The first step in turning chaos into opportunity is accepting that chaos is a natural part of life. Besides, resistance to chaos only amplifies its effects, leading to frustration, anxiety, and a sense of helplessness. When you view chaos as something to be avoided at all costs, you rob yourself of the chance to grow through it. Instead, you must learn to embrace it as an inevitable part of the journey. This doesn't mean you welcome chaos with open arms, but rather that you recognize it as a catalyst for change. Chaos disrupts the status quo, forcing you to adapt, think differently, and discover new solutions. Adapting to chaos requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing it as a problem, start viewing it as a puzzle, a challenge to be solved rather than a roadblock to your goals. This shift in mindset opens the door to creative problem solving. When chaos strikes, it often disrupts the systems, habits, and routines you've grown comfortable with. So, when you turn to safety, shifting mindset to logic should be part of your... While this disruption can feel overwhelming, it also creates a space for innovation. It forces you to step outside your comfort zone and think in ways you might not have considered before. In many cases, the solutions you discover in times of chaos lead to breakthroughs that wouldn't have been possible in a stable environment. Another key to turning chaos into opportunity is developing emotional resilience. Chaos has a way of stirring up fear, doubt, and uncertainty, all of which can cloud your judgment and decision-making. To navigate chaos effectively, you need to cultivate the ability to stay calm and focused under pressure. Emotional resilience doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending that everything is fine. It means acknowledging your emotions, processing them, and then choosing to respond rather than react. When you can remain grounded in the midst of chaos, you're better equipped to see the opportunities it presents. Chaos often brings with it a sense of urgency. When everything feels like it's falling apart, it's easy to get caught up in reactive, short-term thinking. But in these moments, it's essential to pause and assess the bigger picture. Ask yourself, what is this chaos revealing to me? What opportunities are hidden within it? Okay. What lessons can I learn from this experience? Taking the time to reflect allows you to uncover the insights and opportunities that chaos often conceals. It shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's possible, empowering you to take action with clarity and purpose. One of the greatest opportunities chaos provides is the chance to grow stronger and more adaptable. Every time you navigate chaos successfully, you build confidence in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. This sense of self-efficacy is invaluable, as it equips you to face future challenges with greater courage and composure. Chaos tests your limits, but it also expands them, showing you that you're capable of more than you previously believed. Over time, this process transforms chaos from something you fear into something you embrace as a stepping stone to greater resilience and strength. Chaos also has a way of revealing what truly matters. In the midst of uncertainty, you're forced to prioritize, letting go of what's unimportant and focusing on what's essential. This clarity can be a powerful motivator, helping you align your actions with your values and goals. When you strip away the distractions and noise, you gain a sharper understanding of what you're working toward and why. This newfound focus allows you to channel your energy more effectively, making the most of the opportunities that arise from chaos. Collaboration is another valuable strategy for turning chaos into opportunity. Chaos can feel isolating, but it's often in these moments that the power of connection becomes most apparent. Reaching out to others for support, guidance, or fresh perspectives can help you navigate chaos more effectively. Different viewpoints and experiences can provide insights you might not have considered on your own, opening up new possibilities for action. Additionally, working together with others in times of chaos strengthens relationships and builds a sense of community, which can be a source of encouragement and motivation. Finally, chaos often serves as a reminder that growth and comfort cannot coexist. It pushes you out of your comfort zone, challenging you to evolve and adapt. While this process can be uncomfortable, it's also where the most significant personal and professional growth occurs. Chaos strips away complacency, forcing you to confront your limitations and expand beyond them. It teaches you to embrace uncertainty, to take risks, and to trust in your ability to find a way forward. In doing so, it turns what initially feels like a setback into an opportunity for transformation and progress. Taking ownership of your life is one of the most empowering and transformative decisions you can make. It means recognizing that you are the one in control of your choices, your actions, and ultimately your outcomes. This doesn't mean you can control everything that happens to you. Life is full of circumstances beyond your control. But it does mean that you have the power to choose how you respond to those circumstances. Ownership is about accountability, responsibility, and an unwavering commitment to take charge of your path, no matter the obstacles you face. One of the first steps in taking ownership is accepting that where you are right now is a result of the choices you've made up to this point. This can be a difficult realization because it requires you to let go of blame. It's tempting to point fingers at others, your upbringing, your environment, or even random events for the challenges you face. While external factors do play a role in shaping your life, they don't define it. What defines your life is how you choose to navigate those factors. Ownership means shifting your focus from what others have done to you or for you and placing it firmly on what you can do for yourself. Taking ownership also requires you to stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems or create opportunities for you. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that success or happiness will come when someone gives you permission, helps you out, or clears the way for you. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. Your life is your responsibility and no one else can live it for you. This realization is both liberating and challenging. It means you don't have to rely on anyone else to create the life you want, but it also means you can't use anyone else as an excuse for not achieving it. When you take ownership, you begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as insurmountable barriers. Ownership shifts your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" you start asking, "What can I learn from this? How can I use this to become stronger, smarter, or better?" This perspective doesn't minimize the difficulties you face, but it does give you a sense of agency and control. It reminds you that while you may not be able to change what happens to you, you always have the power to change how you respond. Another critical aspect of taking ownership is being honest with yourself. This means acknowledging both your strengths and your weaknesses. It's easy to take credit for your successes, but true ownership requires you to also take responsibility for your mistakes, failures, and shortcomings. This level of self-awareness can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for growth. When you own your flaws and missteps, you take back the power to improve and evolve. Denying or avoiding them only keeps you stuck, but facing them head-on allows you to create meaningful change. Taking ownership also involves setting clear boundaries and priorities. When you own your life, you understand that your time, energy, and resources are limited, and you make deliberate choices about how to use them. You stop saying yes to things that don't align with your goals or values, and you start focusing on what truly matters to you. This kind of intentional living doesn't happen by accident. It requires you to be proactive, to plan, and to make decisions that reflect the future you want to create. A crucial part of taking ownership is learning to embrace failure. When you take responsibility for your life, not every decision will lead to success, and not every effort will produce the desired result. But ownership means understanding that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Each failure teaches you something valuable and brings you one step closer to your goals. By taking ownership of your failures, you transform them from setbacks into stepping stones. You stop fearing them and start using them as tools for growth and learning. Ownership also means taking control of your inner narrative. The way you talk to yourself has a profound impact on your actions and outcomes. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, or that life is unfair, those beliefs will shape your reality. Taking ownership means challenging those negative thoughts and replacing them with a mindset of possibility and self-belief. It's about reminding yourself that you have the power to create change, even when the odds seem stacked against you. One of the most empowering aspects of taking ownership is realizing that you don't have to have everything figured out all at once. Ownership is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about committing to the process of growth, learning, and self-improvement, even when it's messy or uncertain. Or taking ownership means giving yourself permission to try, to fail, to learn, and to try again. It's about showing up for yourself every single day, even when it's hard, and refusing to give up on your vision for the life you want. Building a vision for your life is one of the most critical steps in shaping a meaningful and purpose-driven future. A vision is not just a set of goals or a vague idea of what you hope to achieve. It is a vivid, detailed picture of the life you want to create. It is a compass that guides your decisions, motivates your actions, and keeps you focused when distractions arise or challenges come your way. And without a vision, you risk drifting aimlessly through life, reacting to circumstances rather than proactively shaping your path. A clear vision empowers you to take control and move forward with intention and clarity. The process of building a vision begins with reflection. You need to ask yourself deep, meaningful questions about what truly matters to you and what kind of life you want to lead. This requires looking beyond societal expectations, external pressures, or superficial desires, and focusing on what resonates with your values, passions, and aspirations. What brings you joy? What excites you? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? These questions help you connect with your inner self and uncover the core elements of your vision. Once you've identified what matters most to you, the next step is to dream boldly. Building a vision means allowing yourself to think beyond your current circumstances and imagine what's possible. Too often, people limit their vision based on fear, doubt, or the belief that their dreams are unattainable. They settle for less because they're afraid of failure or because they've been conditioned to believe that dreaming big is unrealistic. But the truth is, the size of your vision often determines the size of your success. Business beats me by the hardest, and when you allow yourself to dream big, you open the door to possibilities that you might not have considered otherwise. Clarity is a crucial component of building a vision. A vague or abstract vision is difficult to pursue because it lacks direction and focus. For example, saying you want to be successful is not enough. You need to define what success looks like for you. Is it about building meaningful relationships, making a difference in your community? The more specific you can be, the more actionable your vision becomes. Clarity helps you break down your vision into tangible goals and steps, making it easier to measure your progress and stay on track. Another key element of building a vision is aligning it with your values. A vision that conflicts with your core beliefs or priorities will ultimately lead to frustration and dissatisfaction. And if I gave to you my 5 keys, your job, goals, your career, your family, and your friends, will ultimately lead to frustration and dissatisfaction. Your vision should reflect who you are at your core and what you stand for. When your vision aligns with your values, it becomes a source of intrinsic motivation, driving you to take action even when your journey gets tough. It also gives your vision a sense of authenticity and purpose, making it more meaningful and fulfilling. Building a vision also requires resilience and adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how clear your vision is, you will encounter obstacles and setbacks along the way. These challenges can test your commitment to your vision, but they also offer opportunities for growth and refinement. Resilience allows you to stay committed to your vision even when things don't go as planned, while adaptability enables you to adjust your approach when necessary without losing sight of your ultimate goal. Together, these qualities help you navigate the ups and downs of the journey and keep moving forward. To make your vision a reality, you must also take consistent action. A vision without action is merely a dream. It's not enough to know what you want. You have to be willing to put in the effort to achieve it. This means setting clear goals, creating a plan, and taking deliberate steps toward your vision every day. Even small actions can have a significant impact over time as they build momentum and move you closer to your desired future. Consistency is key, as it reinforces your commitment to your vision and helps you overcome inertia or procrastination. Building a vision also involves surrounding yourself with the right influences. The people, environments, and information you expose yourself to can either support or hinder your vision. Seek out individuals who inspire and challenge you, who believe in your potential, and who encourage you to keep striving for more. At the same time, be mindful of negative influences that may distract or discourage you from pursuing your vision. Creating a supportive network and environment can provide the encouragement and accountability you need to stay focused and motivated. Visualization is another powerful tool in the building of vision. Michael, give us your thoughts on this one, Edney. By regularly picturing your desired future in vivid detail, you reinforce your commitment to your vision and strengthen your belief in its possibility. Visualization helps you stay connected to your goals and reminds you why you're putting in the effort, especially during challenging times. It also primes your mind to recognize opportunities and solutions that align with your vision, making it easier to take advantage of them when they arise. And finally, building a vision requires patience and perseverance. Creating the life you want is not an overnight process. It takes time, effort, and dedication. There will be moments of doubt, frustration, and uncertainty, but these are all part of the journey. When you stay committed to your vision and trust in your ability to achieve it, you create the foundation for a life that is not only successful, but also deeply meaningful and fulfilling. And that's why this episode is for those of you who are committed to growing your business and your success in spirit, where you're optimistic and opportunities come your way.